Hello everyone. After I posted this animation from one of my latest project, a few people asked me about the workflow, and I thought I just make a quick and simple video to describe the to describe my workflow in 3D and also in Davinci Resolve about color grading and stuff. It's more like a it's more like editing and color grading video than 3D. I just wanna just quickly show what I did inside 3dsmax. So yeah, I have different setups for the animation. I named the camera's shot. So this shot is unused shot. So basically, shot 2 is the first shot, and if I play it, I think I rendered 75 frames. Yeah, only the last camera has 100 frames, and it's just everything is pretty simple. Shot 3 is the second shot on the animation, and it's just simple linear camera movement. And then for the animated person, I think I had something here, or I have to turn on the layer. Yeah, not very. I mean, I try to stay as clean as possible, but yeah. For the shadows, I just have like this animated person here. I mean, it's pretty simple. I think I downloaded. It's a free model from the our render people. Yeah, it's from render people. And yeah, just if you want to see how it looks here, it's just a simple shadows. Yeah, nothing special. And the HDRI I usually use the HDRIs from this guy. It's pretty old HDRI, but I love them. It doesn't mess with the colors and everything. It's just, yeah, I love them. As you can see, it's pretty much one HDRI for all the shots. Jorgen Herland. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing, but yeah, I think his shop is still available and you can buy his HDRIs. Thanks for the amazing HDRIs, Jorgen. I know you're not gonna watch this video, but so yeah, shot 2, and I don't wanna just open all the shots, but it's just like, yeah, simple movement. And yeah, for the render settings, I have about my hardware. I have one GT RTX 4090, and my render setting is just 2000 sample per frame. And I put it on 1000 for the exterior shots. This 2000 is for interior shot, and this shot right here is one of the heaviest shots, which I'm gonna describe more, which I'm gonna talk about how I denoise them and then the process, etc. And yeah, I mean, nothing special here about the render settings. I usually don't change a lot of stuff here except for the samples. And yeah, I didn't have any render element except for denoising because I have it's pretty light denoising here. I did 2 layers of denoising, one here in 3D inside FStorm, and then another one inside Davinci Resolve with Fusion. And yeah, that's it basically. And so I just go into the Resolve. Okay, let's start from the beginning. This is the shot I just showed you, and you see how noisy and how dirty it is. It's just yeah. I was not really hopeful with this shot. I thought I'm gonna have to render it again with a better with more samples and better quality. But the problem is that just to get rid of this kind of noise, you need a lot of samples, and with one GPU, it's just not really doable. And yeah, just quickly show you all the shots before. See, it's like the exterior ones are a bit less noisy, but there are still noise going on. And interiors, they are also a bit noisy, but yeah. And I rendered them in half size, in this size, which later I'd double the size with AI, with Topaz AI. Yeah, everything is pretty simple. The PC is struggling to load them. Like you see, the exterior shot is kind of cleaner. In the edit tab, I had like a test before how to edit it, and then I just drag and drop them, and you can see just put them together. Let's see if I can play it in a real time. Yeah, and then yeah, okay. And then the next step, after I put them together in edit page, just with click and drag, nothing special. I choose the clip one by one, and then I went to the Fusion tab in Resolve, and I applied noise reduction. It's just also very simple and a straightforward process, but it's doing like really amazing job with denoising. So maybe it's not really clear here, but when I play it, you see this flickering, this noise. It makes it like really subtle. Still, we see some stuff here going on, but it's like when we zoom in. And yeah, I did the same for all of them, and the setting is pretty much it's same. Yeah, just I put the threshold on 100, and that's it basically. Yeah. For this one, I did a little bit heavier denoising, which I'm gonna explain later. But for the exteriors, it's all same. Yeah. Here also, if I wanna show you, this one is before, this one is after. Just wanna put them together to show you how it looks. And yeah, play it. You see the noise here on the floor and the materials and everything, but here is just it works pretty good because sometimes, I mean, if I was going to denoise it inside FStorm, then I would have lost some of the details, like this wood grain and then these small structures on the fabric. So yeah, same thing here, and then it did pretty impressive job in this one. I just wanna again show look how dirty and fucked up is that. And then when I apply noise reduction here, okay, it did a pretty good job, especially before the light goes on here. I had like almost zero hope on this shot, but I was surprised. I was surprised. And here also, okay, this was also very dirty shot. And you see how noisy and fucked up is that? It's just makes the shot very stable. And okay, the tricky one was this one, because if I show you before and after, and if I zoom in here, so the noises part was this inside the table and then the inside the fireplace here, and it's noisy. It's always, this kind of places always gets too noisy just because the light calculation and the GI calculation is pretty heavy, and the samples are not enough to cover the entire thing here. And yeah, before and after, and I don't know if you can notice it here. Even if I play a preview here, my PC just slows down because of this heavy processing going on. But yeah, now it's smoother. And this is okay. I want to show you step by step. This is the main footage. This is the final footage. This is after one noise reduction. It got pretty much rid of all the noises, but it's still here and then a little bit here and inside this fireplace is a bit too noisy. So I did another layer of. I just copied the main clip. I did a little bit heavier denoising here. I put threshold on 100 again, and then I just moved this threshold here to 25. If I want to compare it to the one I had here before, the threshold, the second threshold I'm talking, this threshold is always on 100. This threshold is on 0, and I put it on 24, and then merge it with another layer, and I just made a mask here with a soft edge, just to yeah, just to make the edge softer. And okay, this was before. Here is after the first layer of denoising inside the table. And I think if I zoom in, we're gonna notice the difference. It's like it's pretty subtle, but it's just yeah, something is happening. I know the structure and everything is kind of just dead here, but no one is gonna look at this video this close, and then also after upscaling and also during the color correction, we just make sure that there is like enough details. But this is like a fast process. And then I did the same thing again, copied the main clip, noise reduction. This one is like pretty heavy threshold compared to this one. It was 24, this one is 100. Because I don't have much detail going on here, I just wanted to get rid of this stupid noise. And okay, this one is before, this one is after. If I play, yeah, even after this heavy denoising, it just didn't do much. But yeah, I put the mask here with the fade edge, with the soft edge, so that we don't see the edge here. And yeah, that's it. And after that, we go to the color grading tab, which is the most important part. So for the color grading, I took this shot as my main shot. What I usually do in color grading is that I just take one shot as my main shot, and then I color grade that, and then I take everything from that shot and then apply it to rest of them, and then adjust it according to the clip. And why I use this one is just because, especially when we go a bit further, like somewhere here. How can I move my? Okay, just put it here. Like somewhere here, or in the end, doesn't matter. Somewhere here, we see white color, we see the yellow color from background, and then some blue tone, some yellow, some warm tone from the inside. And I thought it's a good base to start. I mean, I could start this too, but this too, but yeah, I just wanted to start with the interior shot because this was like a bit heavy and a bit tricky shot. This halation I didn't use, so I'm just gonna delete it and go through the process here. So I'm just gonna turn off the layers one by one to see what's going on. So this is my raw clip, and here I applied a lot. I just is one of my own loss. I made it inside Resolve. It's not something special. It just what it basically does. It's like the goal of this lot is just to apply to compress the highlights. And if you look at the scopes here, just wanna you see all the highlights are compressed, and the image looks more flat. And I just added a little bit warm tone to it because when I render, I try to render them just like a kind of a raw rendering. And yeah, so, and then after that, so this adjustment is, I just want to describe it a little bit more what's going on here. So basically, when after I applied the plots, I usually work with scopes a lot, and it's just because I don't really have a very expensive monitor to check the colors and to make sure everything is in the right place. And because of that, I just use scopes. It gives me a good visuals of what's going on. So basically what is happening here, if I move my mouse cursor on top of this white color, first of all, the image is looking like everything looks a bit yellowish, yellow washed, and then like, and this wall here, I know, and the stone here is just a pure white color. And when I put my cursor here, you can see the, if you look at these circles on my scopes, you see that the red tone in this white color is pretty heavy compared to blue and the green. And just one thing, if you want to have this information in your scopes, you have to go to the setting and then, no, sorry, you have to go here, display qualifier focus. Okay, if I turn this, you don't see anything here in the details here. And then when I turn it on, it shows where are we like. It's a good thing to notice. I'm always using this a lot. So and usually talking about the scopes, usually I have my scopes like this on my second monitor because I use this parade and then the histogram a lot. I don't use much of this one and this one, not much, but I have it like in a bigger size, like yeah, like on the second monitor. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, the main thing I use is this one. So for the sake of tutorial, I just put it here, which is working pretty good with the whole layout I have. So what I did here, I just add a curve, and then you see from here, I increase the yellow color in highlights and decrease the red tone in highlights. So what basically happens if you look at the scopes, this is after I applied this curve and this is before. So basically the red tone was kind of, I mean, they look like in the same place, but after turn it on, after applying the curve, and when I go here, you see these three circles, they're closer than before. This is before. You see the distance between them is a little bit too much. Because of that, we see the yellowish tone here. And then if you look at this line and this line, and then I went for the next step. I added a shadow lift, and the shadow lift, again, we go to scopes. For the shadows, I usually go to these preferences and then check on show reference levels. And I usually put it on 20 or 15, sometimes 30, 40, but usually is in 20 in this kind of scene, in this kind of scenarios. And what it basically does, if you look at this line here, when I turn it off, the line disappears. And then when I turn it on, the line appears again. So I try to have my black color upper than this. And if I turn on this node here, you see that the black color, it just moves slightly down here. See? I just lifted the tiny bit, the black colors, and you can see here in the shadows area, I just lifted a little bit. And if you want to see where is I mean, you can guess where is the darkest part based on your image, but like for me, I know I have like black metal inside the fireplace, and then it's in the shadows area. So this pretty much should be like the darkest plate, and also like here inside this table, you see, these are the darkest plates. And I don't know if you can see it here, but yeah, honestly, it's not really, it's not that much visible. But yeah, I just make sure that, I mean, I can see it here in my monitor, but I'm not sure if it's going to be visible in the video. And then after that, this is like the main, basically the main color grade I have here. After the first lot I applied, I didn't do anything fancy here. I just added exposure, decreased the contrast a little bit. And by decreasing the contrast, we automatically shift the shadows. Because basically decreasing the contrast, it means like making the shadows in the darker part brighter. And then increasing the contrast means like making darker part darker. And I just don't do it with contrast. It looks a bit dirty. I usually make the contrast lower than what it is. And then of course I compress the highlight completely. I don't think it's just playing a big role here because we don't have much info in the contrast. And then adjusted my white balance a little bit. Didn't touch the 10 tint, and then didn't no. Okay, I applied a little bit richness. Yeah, just it's like adding a little bit saturation to the image, a bit of vignette, and then didn't add affiliation in the end. I added bloom a little bit. It just gives the image this. I hope you can see something, but it just gives the image this dreamy look. I mean, if you go too heavy, it's just not gonna look nice. And let me check here on my 3D before. I don't have any bloom or glare applied in 3D. Usually I have some inside the FStorm because I like the result from FStorm, and it just applies into the 32-bit render and you get the good result. But yeah, this is a quite an old project, so I didn't have it. So I applied a little bit here. And then I could apply the grain here, but what I did was that I add a a new node, and then apply this noise grain on top of it, and it's just very simple thing, but it plays a very big role on everything pretty much. Like it kind of, I mean, it's kind of funny because we removed the noise in Fusion and then applied here, but it's just a process. And it just adds a bit character to the entire thing. And I just don't like this clean and clinical look renders where you don't see any noise and it just everything is clear, everything is just dead clear, and I just don't like that. So I wanted to describe why I applied the grain in another node. I think this is a good example. So okay, when I after I applied after I'm happy with the result, what I do, I just come here, I click here, and then I grab a still from the image we have, from the preview we have here. And then when you grab a still and go to your gallery, you have the stills you grab here. And then what I do, I just go, for example, to one of these stills. Which one was it? I got, and then I right click and I click apply grade. And then when you apply grade, whatever you have here, it just applies here and then it appears here. So and then again I turn off everything and then start from the scratch and then go one by one and I adjust them. So the reason I have the grain in another node is just because I found this filmic look effect here is quite heavy. If I put it on one, it looked pretty heavy in my eyes. I just wanted to have it to like increase the whole effect by half. So I just came to key output and then put it on half. And if I have the grain here, then my grain layer is going to be also half, which I don't want it. I want the grain to be exactly the same as the previous shot. So if it's going to be half, it's going to be noticeable when the clips, changes. And yeah, here it just, I think I have I applied some curve, and you see here I just applied to the highlight mid-tone more. I put this dot here to prevent the shadows from getting brighter. They did get brighter a little bit, but just a tiny bit, not as much as I have it here. And then yeah, that's it. And this is the another shot. Again, here I applied the LUT I have. I also made that one also half because since I have a lot of wood texture and the yellowish tone, and then this LUT also making the image just towards more yellowish tone. I just wanted to prevent that. And literally nothing fancy going on here. I check it from here. Yeah, half filmic look, and then half LUT here. Same here, and the filmic lock is just completely, I turn it off here. Again, we go here, nothing again fancy. Same here, nothing fancy. The only thing I did here is that, I mean, it's not Heliation, sorry, I just have to remove the name. I just added a curve here, and if I turn it off, it's just pretty heavy also. If I turn it off, my goal was to take the attention to outside in the beginning, in the first second, and then when the light goes on the bathtub, it brings attention automatically to the bathtub, and then just to highlight the view and then the bathtub at the same time. So after rendering, I realized the outside, and the whole image, it just looks flat, and I was not happy with the outside. I just added a curve and then a simple mask. It's like a kind of gradient mask similar to what we have in Photoshop. And yeah, and filmic lock and grain, and that's it. For the last shot, I also just add this again. Sorry, bad naming. It's not Heliation. It's just I think I made everything except for the house a bit darker. It's just added a simple mask, just a circular mask, ellipse mask, whatever, and then just made the fade in, fade out, and yeah, that's it. And exported it as a MP4 H265, and that's it. And the soundtrack is from Instagram. Yeah, I hope it was useful. Sorry, this is my first time recording video after many years. And yeah, if you have any question, I would be more than happy to respond and answer. Thank you.